Hello everybody, today we are talking about how to simplify algebraic expressions using our order of operations and something called combining like terms. Now remember, expressions can't be solved because we don't have them set equal to anything, but we can simplify them. So we can take kind of something that looks big and messy and shorten it to make it just easier to work with. So what is a like term? Well, it's something that has the same variable with the same exponent. So let's start with the variables. Let's think about something like if I have 3a, I could put that with a negative 2a because they both have that letter a or the variable a. Those are like terms and I could put them together. Same thing if I had an x. So let's say negative 4x and 10x. Again, I can put those together because those x's and x's combine together like terms. I can't take this a and put it with this x because they have different variables. So those would not be a good example of like terms. We also really often will just see numbers. So any number, if I have something like 1.5, I can combine that with any other number, let's say negative 3. So any of these things can be put together because they have the same variable raised to the same exponent. All right, so let's look at an example over here. So we have this big, messy looking thing, 3a plus 12 plus 1 minus 7a. And we want to make that prettier so we can work with it a little easier. So again, I'm going to identify my like terms first. Now notice when we have this box together, we keep track of whatever sign is in front of it. So this a doesn't have anything in front of it because it's just positive. But we have a positive 3a and a negative 7a. Now I can put that together just like I'd put anything else. So let's say I have 3 apples minus 7 apples. That's going to give me negative 4 apples. So that variable is kind of just like a label. Same thing, I can take my 12 and my 1, just two normal numbers. They are both positive. They have that plus in front of them. 12 plus 1 gives us 13, and it's positive 13. So when I put those all together, I get that negative 4a plus 13, and that takes this kind of big, crazy looking thing and just makes it easier and prettier to work with. All right, let's look at some examples together. So it's really nice if you have highlighters, different color highlighters, you can do that. Or if you don't have highlighters and you're just using a pencil, you can circle certain like terms together and then box the other ones. So whatever works best for you. I'm going to use different colors on the video today. So if I look at number 1, 17n plus 32 minus 5n, I can see that I've got two n's. So that 17n and that negative 5n can go together. So if I take 17 minus 5, I would get 12n. And that 32 is just going to be left alone by itself. I can't put that 12n with the 32 because they don't have the same variable. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, I can see those variables again. So I have negative 3y plus 8y. And I also have two numbers this time. So I know I can put that positive 10 with a positive 3. So let's do those variables first. So negative 3 plus 8 will give me 5y. And 10 plus 3 will give me a positive 13. Since it's positive, I want to make sure I put a plus sign in between. I don't want to write 5y 13 because then we don't know what's going on with them, or it might look like they're being multiplied. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we always have that plus or minus to separate them so we know whether they're positive or negative. All right, 2 more examples to try, so let's take a look. All right, number 3, we've got a's this time, so I've got 4a, negative 9a, and negative 8a. With my numbers, I have a positive 6 and a positive 14. All right, let's look at those a's first. So 4 minus 9 will give us negative 5a. Negative 5 minus 8 will give us negative 13a. And 6 plus 14 will give us positive 20. Last but not least, let's try number 4 together. So we have got x's this time. So I've got a 7x, a negative 5x, and a positive x. Now, if we don't see a number in front of there, there's always an invisible 1. So this is the same if I had minus x, so it would be negative 1, plus x is plus 1x. So sometimes it's helpful to write that number in so we don't forget it when we're putting all our like terms together. All right, we also have a positive 11 and a positive 14. All right, so 7 minus 5 gives us 2x. 2x plus 1 gives us 3x. And 11 plus 14 will give us a positive 25. So that is how we can simplify expressions using like terms.